Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy DonDon Gaming back at it with another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Melo and Carmelo Anthony packs in Nba2K22 Myteam. As most of you guys might know, these packs are basically just you get this card, or you get a whole bunch of just random cards, like any cards that got released out of the year. So they're kind of like rewind packs from last year that you just get a whole bunch of random cards. But if you get Dark Matter, you're guaranteed to get a Melo or you're guaranteed to get a Carmelo. So, is that a good thing? Yes. Is it a bad thing? Also, yes. But it depends on what all these cards can do. So, we're going to be going over these cards. First, we're going to go over the Carmelos. So, we have a Trailblazers Carmelo from the Myteam Anniversary set. That is a small forward, power forward. We have a 75th one and a Blockbusters one. That is small forward, shooting guard. And then we have two invincible Carmelo Anthonys. One from the Nuggets and one from the Knicks. The one from the Nuggets can play small forward, power forward, and the one from the Knicks can play shooting guard, point guard. So that can be very cheesy. And then you have the endgame Melo, that is a small forward, power forward. So we'll go over those first, and then we will go over the LaMelo balls. So let's get right on to it. So Carmelo Anthony, 6'8", 7 foot wingspan, 6'6", 240 pounds, houses everywhere, 33 goals, 35 Hall of Fame badges. I'm not gonna go over this this stuff, like the positions, the height, and the wingspan, because they're gonna be the same all around for all the Carmelos. So we're just gonna go over the SIGs and the badges. So looking at his stats, pretty much perfect tendencies, 90 plus and everything besides in the standing dunk and the block. Everything else is pretty high in the 90s. Finishing badges, every single finishing badge you pretty much want. Maybe put down, back down Punisher. Maybe rise up if you really need to. Every single shooting badge in the game. Pretty much every single playmaking badge as well. Maybe add on Dimer just to help him out a little bit. Defense, though, is where he's really lackluster, missing ball stripper, box, brick wall, defense leader, rim protector, and worm. But other than that, though, this Carmelo is pretty solid. 97 defense tendencies all around. Carmelo based on very quick, normal leaner, shifty dribble style, and his regular SIGs. This Melo is actually pretty good. I don't understand why 2K made the Kobe Bryant Myteam Anniversary literally have his jump shot on normal, but yet we have two cards, maybe three cards, that are going to have their jump shots on very quick. That doesn't make no sense to me. But this Myteam Anniversary Melo is a really nice small forward, power forward in the game. Moving on to 75th Melo, 19 golds, 55 Hall of Fame badges. Okay, so he has pretty much a lot more, basically everything that the other one was missing, he has. The stats are pretty much the exact same on both of them, but he just has a lot more Hall of Fame badges onto him on the defensive end. He does already have Hall of Fame Dimer. He already has Hall of Fame back down Punisher, so that's very nice. Tendencies are exactly the same, and the SIGs are exactly the same, but the difference is that this one has quick, the other one has shifty, so this one's already a little bit above the Trailblazers, the Myteam Anniversary one, so that's a good thing. Moving on to the Blockbusters, Carmelo Anthony. This one has 23 golds and 50 Hall of Fame badges, so stats-wise, exactly the same, but and they're pretty much the same exact thing on the defensive end. I think the 75th one had Hall of Fame brick wall, if I'm not mistaken, or had brick wall or defensive leader on him. I'm not 100% sure, but I know he had one of those badges already onto him. SIG-wise, so this Carmelo is basically just like the 75th Melo. Oops, that's a call. So these Melos are exactly the same. The only difference is like, okay, a +2 difference. The strength is definitely a big one, but it's not that big of a difference to where it's like you need to upgrade. But yeah, so the only difference is that the 75th one, if I'm not mistaken, the 75th one has a lot more Hall of Fame defensive badges than the Blockbuster one. So that's actually pretty good. Moving on to the invincible Carmelo Anthony. He has 13 golds, 65 Hall of Fame badges. Obviously 99 everything. And pretty much every single badge in the game besides hook and rim rise up. Everything else is on gold, or if not, Hall of Fame. Tendencies, pretty much the same. SIGs are exactly the same. So, I'm like, comparing to what all these Carmelos are going to go for, I'm like, this is probably going to be the most expensive one. The Invincibles and the Engie are both going to be the most expensive, but I'm like, this is exactly like the 75th Carmelo. The only difference is, like I said, it just has 99 everything instead of having like 94 and 97. But it's not that big of a difference. Couple more Hall of Fame badges, sure, but like it's not that crazy, especially for how much this is gonna go for. Just get the 75th one. It's gonna do equally, if not exactly the same. Now, this is an interesting one. This is New York Knicks Melo, which is a shooting guard, point guard. So this one is the exact same as the other Invincible. And the SIGs are, so he's exactly the same. So both the Invincible Carmelo entities are literally copied and pasted of each other. The only difference between them is that one can play shooting guard and the other one can play point guard. Or this one can play shooting guard, point guard. The other one can only play small forward, power forward. So depending about where you want to play Melo, pick and choose. But I would say, if I ever tell you guys to invest in any Carmelo Anthony from this batch, I would say this one, because he's a point guard, shooting guard, and you can get all the other Carmelos that are a lot cheaper in price that can run small forward, power forward, to where they all play exactly the same. But very solid though. Moving on to Endgame Carmelo Anthony. Obviously 99 in every single stat, no cap. Every single Hall of Fame badge. Tendencies exactly perfection. And then he gave him shot 5. Interesting. Kobe upper, very quick. Obviously Trey leaner, quick dribble style, and the great dribble 6. So yeah, this Melo is definitely a lot better than all the other Melos. So 2K just definitely did the same thing that they did with the past endgame cards, that make all the ones that exactly the copy and pastes of each other. Some a little bit worse than others, but it's just that the endgame is obviously going to be a step above them all, just because of his jump shot being changed to a faster jump shot and him having perfect SIGs. But all these Carmelos though are pretty much the same. This is just that this one's different because he can run point guard, shooting guard, but otherwise these are exactly the same. So, but I would suggest, if you guys want a Carmelo, depending on price wise, I'll probably say get the 75th one. If you want to run small forward, shooting guard, if you want to make him run point guard, get this Invincible. If you want to run power forward, I'm like, just get this one. Like, it's a difference between the Invincible and that, but I'm like, for the Invincible gonna be at the same price as probably this exact Carmelo, just get this one, because there's no point having to pay the same exact price for both of these cards when you have literally two cheaper options that are pretty good right here. So, but all around though, the endgame is definitely way better. If I had to rank the Carmelos, I would say endgame number 1, point guard number 2, small forward number 3, 75th number 4, Blockbusters number 5, and then obviously the Myteam anniversary. Just for him being lackluster on Hall of Fame badges, definitely is in that last tier. But all around though, he's a pretty solid card. He's a really solid card. Moving on to the LaMelo balls, we have the Myteam anniversary one. So like I said, point guard, shooting guard, 6'8", 16 wingspan, Hosmer's everywhere, 28 golds, 35 Hall of Fame badges, 84 strength, 88 interior, 88 block, 80 standing dunk, mid 80s to high 80s in the inside scoring, 85 rebounding, and 88 driving dunk. Everything else is in the 90 and up. Almost every single shooting badge in the game that you want. Missing mismatch expert, every single playmaking badge. A lot of good defensive badges on him already. Tendencies 99 everything. Jump shot 81, which I'm pretty sure that's his original base. Austin Rivers upper, going very quick. Normal leaner, quick dribble style. LaMelo Ball obviously. Size up Penny Hardaway combo. So all around though, this is definitely not a solid. This is definitely not a bad card, but it looks like all these like Myteam anniversary ones are definitely downgrades into like March, maybe April type cards, to where they don't have that many badges added onto them, especially on Hall of Fame. But he's not a horrendous card. He's a mid card. Like, you could get away with using this LaMelo. You probably won't get away with using him as much as the other LaMelos that came out today, but you could argue getting away with him. Moving on to the Gamma LaMelo Ball. 20 golds, 45 Hall of Fame badges, so a little bit of an upgrade, but not the greatest. Stat-wise, it's pretty much the exact same. It's just that he has a 94 driving dunk, 88 in all the other stats that are still not 90s yet. He does have Hall of Fame mismatch expert onto him. Every single playmaking badge, like I said. A lot more defensive badges added onto him. Finishing badges, I'm pretty sure they look exactly the same, if I'm not mistaken. Tendency is the exact same. Now, this one has Rafer Alston's size up instead of his own size up, so that's very interesting enough. And he has quick dribble style. So, yeah, this is definitely the better LaMelo Ball so far that we've gone over, but so I would definitely say he's definitely the better LaMelo Ball. Now, this is the out of position one. So far, we don't have any card art yet, so I can't show you guys the card art yet. But this one is a power forward center. 19 goals, 55 Hall of Fame badges, okay. 99 in every single stat, okay. Every single defensive badge pretty much on Hall of Fame besides box and worm. Every single playmaking badge, every single shooting badge, but still missing mismatch expert, which is kind of weird. But he does have a lot of finishing badges on Hall of Fame, which helps. Tendency is the exact same. Sig-wise, just like the Gamma. So pretty much the exact same between the Gamma and the opposition one. The only difference is that this one has 9 on everything and a lot more finishing and defensive badges because he runs that power forward center position. but he's definitely a very, very, very nice power forward. Definitely a little undersized, but at this point in the year, but definitely a very nice card. Moving on to the Cryogenesis LaMelo. This one was point guard, small forward, 20 goals, 50 Hall of Fame badges, just like the other past cards, the Gamma. And then Myteam, lackluster in the same stats: interior block, inside scoring, strength. And then this one does it carry on the defensive badges, but it does not carry on the finishing badges from the out position. But he does carry on the shooting badges by missing mismatch expert and fade ace. Tendencies exactly the same. So yeah, SIGs wise are pretty much the same until we probably get to the end game. But yeah, all these Melos are like, I don't know. We're just in that year to where like they're literally releasing 6 cards that are exactly the same, and there's only like a slight difference in each one of them. But definitely, this one's definitely very nice to run at small forward. But most likely, if anyone gets LaMelo, they're most likely running him at point guard anyway. Moving on to the Invincible LaMelo Ball. This one has 13 goals, 65 Hall of Fame badges, 99 in pretty much every single stat, every single badge in the game besides Lob City and Rise Up. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Everything else is on Hall of Fame, if not gold. Tendencies are exactly the same. SIGs are exactly the same. So pretty much the best LaMelo Ball that run at point guard, shooting guard. But we did not talk about the end game LaMelo Ball. This one's gonna be interesting. So this one is exactly the same. Like I said, 99 everything, every single Hall of Fame badge in the game. Tendencies are exactly perfect. But they gave him the jump shot 3 base. Interesting. I was figuring they would have probably given him Luka base, but they gave him jump shot 3, which is interesting. Which is very, very interesting. But like I said, SIGs are the best SIGs in the game, just like all the other cards that we have in this game right now. But LaMelo Ball is definitely a very nice card with jump shot 3 instead of his regular jump shot. So going over all of these LaMelo Balls, it's pretty much how it is. Number 1 is the end game. Number 2 is the Invincible. Now, for me, my personal opinion, I will say the Cryogenesis is 3rd, then the out of position one, then the Gamma, and then the Myteam. Now, the only thing is, like I said, the out of position one holds a lot more advantage over the Gamma and the Cryogenesis, just because that one can actually has a lot more badges because he plays the point power forward center position instead of the point guard shooting guard. So all around though, all these cards are literally usable besides the Myteam Anniversary ones. Any other card that you get in this set is pretty much the best version of that card. But if I had to guess as to which one I would say you guys to pick up, if you guys want to run LaMelo at the point guard shooting guard position, just get the Gamma. Just get the Gamma. Because like these both are going to be too expensive for their asking price for a lot of people. But if you have the MT, by all means, go for these. But if you don't, Gamma's probably your next best option if you want to play him at that shooting guard position. If you want to play him at the point guard position, get the Cryogenesis. If you want to play him out of position, power forward or center, get the out of position one. Simple as that. Carmelo, like I said, you guys want a point guard Melo, get the Invincible. If you guys want a small forward shooting guard one, just pick up the 75th one. If you want a power forward, get the Myteam Anniversary one. Just because, like I said, the Invincible one is going to be too much of an asking price if you already get the point guard one. So, but yeah, all around though, this is definitely a very nice set. There's going to be a lot of cards in here that are going to be buyouts, and a lot of them are going to be expensive. So you just had to wait until 11 o'clock to see what happens. But with all that being said, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like on the video. We greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Stay up to date with all my content. And with all that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.